Hey everybody, Dr. Boyce Clark, founder of Lubricity Labs. Thanks for tuning in again for another science video. So today I wanted to talk about those of you who think lubricity products are only for people who live in highly humid environments or only really good for you in the spring and the summer. Because we all know that, well, winter is coming, and for many of you it's probably already here. Us in Louisiana, it's not quite hit us yet, but it's coming. So the lubricity products, I know we talk a lot about how they're designed to prevent humidity from moisture in the air from diffusing into your hair and then disrupting the moisture oil balance in your hair and causing the hair to swell, which produces frizz, or swell dramatically and cause breakage. And that's true, and that works beautifully. But in arid environments or during times of the year when the humidity is low, it's still very important to control that moisture lipid balance in your hair. And our products do this by working with the cuticle layer. So as you guys may recall, if we think about a strand of hair, then we maybe look at it, cross-sectional. The outside is known as the cuticle. This is like layers, shingles on a roof. So the purpose of this is to prevent moisture from coming from the outside when you take a shower, dive in the ocean, or moisture in the air from it coming inside the hair, because the inside part, known as the cortex, this center portion, it will absorb the moisture. And when that happens, it begins to swell. If it swells dramatically, we can start breaking cuticle out here. If it swells slightly, unevenly, it produces frizz, so we don't want that. But during the winter, it's important that this cortex be balanced with the amount of lipids, the oils, the sebum that is naturally produced when the hair is formed, and the moisture that's in there. We often talk about having products that add moisture to your hair. You'll see this often on television commercials about moisturizing shampoo and things like this. Moisture is not really what you want in your hair. You don't want extra water in your hair. The amount that's in there that's coming from when the hair was formed is the perfect amount. Because if you get too much, it swells. If you get too much, you can actually have shrinkage, if you get too little, you can have shrinkage, and that can happen in really arid environments. So the key to protecting your hair in both highly humid and highly arid environments is to strengthen this outer cuticle, to lay these shingles down so that the moisture outside doesn't come in if you're in a humid environment, or if you're in an arid environment, how the moisture inside your hair isn't going to leave and go out. So those of you that live in maybe arid desert type environments or high elevation environments who are probably familiar with during the winter, your hair feels dry, it feels brittle, maybe the static electricity is up, and you try to brush your hair and it begins to grow just from the static. All that is happening because of these cuticles, these shingles on the roof. They're not laying flat, they're raising up. When they raise up, you get a charge imbalance between them, and then they want to jump to the next hair over, and that's what's causing the static electricity. When you move the brush or comb through it, you're actually moving those charges along it, and that's why it begins to grow like that. If the cuticle was laying flat, we wouldn't have that. The force would just run right along the surface, and the hair would have more lubricity to it, or smoothness, lack of friction. So that's what we really want to go for with that. So both people that live in highly humid environments who are trying to keep moisture out, and people who live in arid environments or seasonally arid environments, we want to keep our moisture and lipids in. So the secret to this is using products that are going to fortify the cuticle, and the lubricity products do this through glycolic acid, silk proteins, quinoa proteins, aloe, and other things like that. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to post comments, and we'll get back to you or send you some more information. Thanks.